Introduce our speaker today for our Lunch and Learn. We have Cindy Chan Phillips. She's the Director of Nutrition Education from the New York Beef Council. She's a registered dietitian, a health communicator, and a mother of twin sons. She received her Master of Science in Nutrition Science from Syracuse University, her MBA in Marketing in San Diego State University, and a chef certificate from Mohawk Valley Community College Hospitality Program. We are very, very happy to have her here with us today and to give you some really great information about diet and protein, and I will let her take it away.
Thank you. Thanks. What an impressive corporate wellness program here. Just look at you, everybody's motivated and happy to be here. And I'm very mindful of your time. So I'm really trying to make sure that you don't miss anything from this session. And but first of all, I'd like to start off by saying that wellness should be fun and happy, correct? And I want to start by just having a few of you just shout out. Don't even raise your hand, just shout out. What is the one thing that you really like to learn more about wellness and nutrition and healthy living? Just healthy eating.
How to stay consistent.
How to stay consistent, sustainable. Yes.
How to keep motivated.
Keep motivated. Yes. How to stay motivated. Great start. Now, let me ask you a second question. Raise of your hand. How many of you generally know enough about what is a good healthy diet? What is a healthy diet is like? Just raise your hand. Generally, you know, right? By osmosis, listening to. Okay, keep your hands up, please. I know. How many of you doing it? Well, you know what? What it shows is that there may be some other factors that could be in the way, such as our lifestyle, right? You're busy mom, dad, you're full-time workers, you have a job, and you volunteer in your community. So what I like to dedicate this session is to really look at what's around you. It's not so much whether you need to know more up here. It's kind of know what's around you so you can kind of manage the environment around you, because we're going to dive into something very interesting and to really review that a lot of times we are led to eating what we eat or the quantity even without us thinking about it. So therefore, the title is, Are You Hungry? So many ways to stay connected with me. If you miss asking a question, send me an email, cphillips@nybeef.org, or send an email to Amy and to forward to me. Those of you who do Facebook and Twitter, stay connected with me on New York Beef Council or NY Beef Nutrition. We're on Pinterest and Instagram as well. So many ways. Tax time. Who's done your tax? Wow, good for you. 50% people think that is easier to do the tax than eating healthy. Right? True? We agree with that. Every day we make 200 decisions on food. Some of those decisions are not conscious decisions. Oh, shall I have the chicken wrap or vegetarian wrap? I think a lot of that are actually 200 opportunities that you are influenced by your environment to influence what you choose to put on your plate or how much. A lot of these, what I'm going to share with you, are from research from Cornell University, from the Food and Brand Lab, specifically from Dr. Brian Wensing. And he published a book called The Mindless Eating. If you have a chance, find the book. I guarantee you'll laugh because you see all of you in that book, including myself. So we understand portions are getting bigger. If you go to a restaurant, right, the French fries on the left are 20 years ago. And then your French fries on the right. And your kids probably tell you that's not enough on the right. But you pause and think about it. If we really take our time to enjoy the French fries on the left, who's to say that we don't find it satisfying enough? But a lot of times our lifestyle get in the way. So let's take a look a little bit. So calorie difference, 400 calories. A lot. Bagel. Bagel should be about what, 3 inch across? Now, if you go to some supermarket, the bagels are what? 6 inch across. So it's like double the amount. But we feel obligated when we buy a bagel, we feel obligated to eat the whole thing, right? We buy 6 inch, we feel obligated to eat the whole 6 inch. That's one of the influence right there. Now I'm putting up some examples. And again, you will find from this dietitian that there are no bad food, there are no good food or bad food. All foods fit in an overall healthy diet as long as we have moderation and balance and coupled with physical activity. I know Amy is putting together some programs that involve some physical activity. But in terms of, let's say you take a piece of toast, about 120 calories, no big deal, right? But let's say that if every day I'm just by habit, I'm eating an extra piece of toast without just thinking about it, that's about 12 pounds. Now I'm putting in very simplistic term because our metabolism and our physiology are a little different. There's a lot more going on, but I'm using it as a very simplistic example. So in a day, if I overeat a piece of toast every day, that's about 12 pounds I'm adding to it, to my weight. So it's very simple. You take the calorie of that item, lop off the last digit, and that's the number of pounds. And again, I'm going to stress that. That's more of an illustration purpose. It's not as simple as that because some people have higher metabolism, and again, because of their lifestyle. I think what I'm trying to get at is our environment influences what and how much we eat. Would you agree with that? But you're going to find out how much. Are you hungry? Not anymore. Good, good. Now, research shows that, have you seen that the headline maybe a while ago, maybe last year, that if your friends are overweight, you have a higher risk that you become overweight as well. Did you ever see that? 57% are more likely to become obese. Now, why do we talk about weight management? Because a healthy weight is #1 most important factor that can reduce your risk of a lot of chronic diseases, diabetes, heart diseases, including some forms of cancer. So that is why your corporate wellness programs design a lot of engagement to help us, empower us to really work towards a healthier weight goal. 57% will become overweight if our friend has gained a lot of weight. Now, we're not saying that the fat tissue of one friend jump over the air onto us. It's really through behavior influence. Large plates. A lot of times, research shows that if you go and have ice cream, and again, all food fit in a healthy diet. However, if ice cream was enjoyed in a larger bowl, they found that they eat 31% more without even thinking about it. If you go to a Chinese restaurant, a Chinese all you can eat, sometimes they have the ice cream machine. You see some people start using a soup bowl for the ice cream. Forget about the ice cream bowl, right? I'm looking for a soup bowl. My husband is one of those. 31%. So I'm giving you an example. I have this wonderful piece of cake here. Does this sound like quite a bit? Yeah. Right? I'm not sure if I can finish this. Well, this is a 7-inch plate. Just about right? Right? I'm gonna put it on a 11-inch plate. You feel like I'm feeding you. Does that make a difference? Now we eat with what? With our eyes. If I give you this, we wouldn't have any problem finishing. You see, same piece of cake, same calorie. That affects how much we eat, so the size of the packages. Now, what I understand, those of you who still have heirloom China plates from your grandparents, this used to be their dinner plate size. Now this is our salad plate, right? So think about the serving size. Are you scooping with a bigger scoop? Are you eating ice cream out of a big soup bowl? Are you using big plate? That affects, because our eyes would tell us that we've got to finish until the plates are clean or until the packages are done. Now, once I counsel a client, he's a college professor, And so I look at his diet intake. He said, I love peanut butter because my wife is a horrible cook. So after dinner, I will retreat and enjoy my peanut butter. And so I look at that, 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, no big deal. But after talking and assessing his behavior, turns out that he was eating 12 tablespoons because he's eating the peanut butter out of a jar. So those of you who eat your chips out of a package, so think about that. Nothing wrong with enjoying some chips now and then, but I would ask you to put that on a plate and sit down and provide his own time and space for that. So far, does it make sense? This is a very interesting experiment. Cornell did an experiment, invite free soup, or you can just come. So a lot of these subjects actually are graduate students at Cornell University. They came, so they sat 4 people at a table. So 3 people have the normal soup bowl, in the soup. The 4th person, the soup bowl has a hole down below at the bottom of the bowl, and there's a tube connecting that bottomless bowl to a vat of soup in the kitchen. And they cover that with a carpet and everything. So the person with the bottomless bowl just kept eating and kept eating and kept eating and talking and talking. And that person ate 73% more. Now here's the finding, interesting finding. That person actually reported that he was eating half of what they actually ate, 127 instead of 268 calories. So their mind is not registering. Now we usually have a pretty good circuit. When you eat, your stomach kind of tells your brain, oh, you're getting full. It works in ideal situation, but a lot of times what we do is we disrupt that circuit. For example, how many of you drink your breakfast? Nothing wrong with that. Breakfast time is crunch time. We have to leave for work. But do you notice sometimes after you drink your protein shake, sometimes you kind of feel like you need another thing to top it off at 11 a.m.? And that's because we don't chew. We are breaking that, kind of disrupting that circuit of feedback. So think about it. You can experiment, maybe picking one morning, trying to eat more solid food, maybe an egg or a piece of toast, and see what you feel in difference. By the way, this is double whammy, tri whammy. Watching TV with a tray of cookies and open bags of chips. So we're not focusing on what we're enjoying, and we're doing other things. And we have a big bag of chips. So think about if you like to have some cookies and some chips, I would say put on a plate and then sit down and enjoy that with your family. Nothing wrong with that. Multitasking. People who eat while watching TV eat 28% more popcorn. By the way, there was another experiment showing that they said free popcorn, free movies. So all the graduate students would sign me up. So they divided 2 groups. And one group were served the popcorn in a smaller popcorn bag. The other group served a bigger popcorn bag. The popcorn, by the way, were all stale by design. And guess what group ate a lot more popcorn, stale popcorn, the one with the big bag. And again, our eyes tell us to eat until the packages are gone. So how many of you pride yourself eating lunch and checking email and doing work at the same time? Yes, me too. Or grading, in terms of that college professor. So sometimes, it's hard to avoid, but think about it. You are really helping yourself if you really try to give yourself some space and time to enjoy your meals, because number 1, you sense the fullness, and number 2, you get more satisfaction. Satisfaction is the key, getting that satisfaction. And you'll be surprised how little does it take to have that satisfaction. So at this point, dessert time. I'm going to have you take 1 M&M, okay? Not 2, 1. So we're gonna do this fast, okay? So quickly pick 1, pass it along. And don't eat it yet. All right, hold on to it. By the way, the green M&Ms do not count as green vegetables.
While the M&Ms are going around, did everybody have a chance to sign in? All right, we'll start with you, Laura. If you signed in, don't sign again. If you didn't, then sign in. That's fine. You should know that, though. FYI.
Do we all get our M&M? One M&M. Now, do we all get our one M&M? working his way? You have to participate too.
I get
it. All right. Do we all get one M&M? I'd like to ask you to take 30 seconds. Seems like a long time for you. Just take 30 seconds to slowly bite into your M&M and enjoy that. And then after that, I'm going to ask you to share with me what do you get out of that M&M. I want you to describe the taste. I want you to describe the texture and the flavor. So go. Just take your time, a little bit size. She just popped the whole thing in her mouth. So pay attention to it. Does it have a coat and an inside? What about the texture of the outside and the inside and the taste? So can I have somebody share? Just raise your hand and share. So what is the flavor? What do you get out of it? What is the texture like? Crunchy. Or
Crunchy then soft.
and soft inside. What's the taste inside?
It's yummy.
Chocolate. Who said it's yummy?
Yummy.
Yummy. What do you think?
Delicious.
Delicious. One more. Now, I just gave you one M&M, and a lot of people would have no problem grabbing a handful and popping their mouth at one time. But this exercise is a point to tell us it really does not take that much to give you that satisfaction. If you take the time to really savor the flavor and the taste. But if we are driving and grabbing and shoving in their mouth and while doing other things, then you are getting a lot more calories without your body even wants it. That's the whole point. The whole point is not restricting, because restriction of calories does not work. Studies and after studies show you that. Tufts University did a major study looking at all the major diets, South Beach, Zone, Paleo, and they want to see what diet can help people lose most weight. At the end of the study, Tufts University researchers found out that they find one finding is that the study that you can sustain with, you can stick with, is that's diet that helps you lose more weight. So you've got to be able to include the satisfaction, the flavor that you love. Make sense? Here's another example. Okay, I know we're far, far away from Christmas party time, but this is another example. We have tall glass, we have a wide glass. So can I have a volunteer? Do you mind coming help me? This is supposed to look like Merlot, but it is not. So I have a measuring glass here. And even experienced bartenders in New York City, they all fall into this trap. They all overpour into wider glasses as versus tall glasses. So therefore, number one, they lose more money. Number two is that the clients, they actually took in more alcohol. So I'm gonna have you, this is a skinny one, have you kind of pour this into this measuring glass, so, and then tell everybody how many fluid ounce are there.
Look at that. Okay, what am I looking at here? Ounces. 6.
It's about 6. About 6, right? So I'm gonna have you dump that, and do you mind in the, is there a kitchen sink? And then we are going to take a look at this. Actually, I could have put it back in here.
You could have been.
Yeah. So here, let's find out how many fluid ounce. 8. So you can see that. Thank you so much. I think that deserves a prize. Almost forgot about that. Great job. Great job. So you can see that the size of your beverage can really influence how much that we took in, and that applies to juice, that applies to alcohol. That's so that's something to think about. Simple experiment. What do you think so far? Social distraction, and that's, by the way, linear. The more people you eat with, the more calories we consume. So people eat up to 50% more when dining with others. So you eat more when dining with 2, you eat more when dining with 3. So how do we address that? Try to sit next to the slower eater. So you know who you are. Are you a fast eater, slow eater? So try to pace yourself, okay? And then maybe try to be the last person to start eating if you're a fast eater. So social distraction.
I am the last person to start eating because I have 2 young kids, so I'm always like getting up or whatever. Like half the time I stand when I'm eating.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I still am the last one to sit down to eat, but I still feel like I'm the first one done. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I just, because I sit down, I eat. and then
You're
I
a fast
stop and do-
eater. Well, I have to be fast.
fast.
My last job, I was a lead dietitian of a intensive care unit at a hospital. So I have a lot of patients to see. I have to eat very fast. So hopefully nobody was sitting next to me when they ate, because I will be influencing them to eat a lot more than they want to. Good point. Well, we understand a healthy diet is a diet with lots of fruits and vegetables, servings of fruits and vegetables, not just 3 raisins and 2 peas, right? So I think what you have is a perfectly great balanced diet and great balanced meal. So good job, Diane. I want to talk a little bit about that and stay on this for a little bit. This is sort of an eat, repent, repeat cycle. And then somebody brought up a really good point. You know what? Whoever said about these, you need to stay on that. Was it you?
Consistency?
Yeah, consistency. It's you. I think that deserves a prize. I'm sorry, I forgot. That's great. Great comment, because that led very well into this is a nice, you can chop anything and you don't kind of just dump it into a salad bowl. So look at this a little bit. A lot of times, some of us, particularly around January, we thought, well, we're going to do our New Year resolution. I'm going to diet. I'm going to keep my calorie to 1,500, whatever the program recommend. So you do your diet, your normal eating, you do your diet. And what happened? What happened when we diet? We restrict our calories. What happened? What do we lose? You lose some weight. Usually you lose some weight. What do we lose? Fat. What else? Water. It's sanity. Because we lost sanity. So we have fat, water, and lean muscle too. So what happened is that your body actually, you cannot fight the nature of biology of hunger. You cannot fight that. You think you might outsmart your body. I'm going to will myself into eating 800 calories. Your body will almost kind of punish you because your body needs to survive. We're built to survive. So what happened is your body thinks that you're starving. It's called semi-starvation. So in order to survive, your body will actually slow down your metabolism, particularly when you lose lean muscle mass. When you lose lean muscle mass, your metabolism go down. You lose your sanity, find it's hard to maintain. Then you you give up and then you go back to your normal eating style. But what happened with your normal eating style is that when you start to gain back, some of the weight, most of the weight come back not as lean muscle mass, come back as fat, and then get you kind of discouraged. We gain some weight. Let's start all over again. So this is not a very, very good cycle.
How can you boost your metabolism? You know, as I get older, my metabolism it's just not moving.
Yes, because when we get older, and I can only speak with ladies, our estrogen goes down, particularly postmenopausal. Estrogen, according to a nurse practitioner, told me controls 300 functions in a lady. And one of that is help to regulate one of the hormones, regulate our metabolism. But there are many ways that you can do that. This is a great question. I think, sorry, Nicole, make you walk. That's a great question because we can all benefit from that. Research after research have shown that when you maintain more protein in your diet, so the meat you have, that's protein. There's a little bit of protein in your wrap, not a lot. Thank you. So when you have more protein in your meal, you actually can help you maintain more lean muscle mass and lose more fat mass as you exercise. But in the last 5 years, so that's why we are bringing up the protein challenge 30-day. Physical activity, particularly resistance training, it's very, very beneficial to help you maintain the metabolism. So a little bit of weightlifting is really good. So you want to aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. They actually show that we all thought that, well, the elderly, when they get old, they kind of lose lean muscle tone. That's inevitable. If you get worse, it's sarcopenia. And research actually have shown that if you aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein of your choice, that even the elderly can synthesize lean muscle mass just as effectively as young adults, can slow down the risk of sarcopenia. And new research that came out last August, published in the International Journal of Obesity, show that overweight teenager girls, when they have more protein at breakfast, all day they consume fewer calories, they lost more fat mass, and this is very interesting, their blood sugar was more stable. Even protein at breakfast, the benefit lasts through, keep them full longer. Two new research are published in January and March show that when you have more protein in your diet, it helps the older obese adults gain more physical function. And we all know that research show that you are in your business, research show that loss of physical function is associated with mortality. So they show that having more protein in an older adult can help them improve their physical function and also to help improve sleep quality as well. So that's a couple of things to think about. So you have in front of you the hunger scale. What it is that this is kind of I want you to think about. Now, not that we all do that every time we summit, but this is a topic that we can really think about. I know we all had our yummy lunch. So yes, that's okay. Think about how your stomach feels. All right. Think about how's your mood right now. What fuels your thought? Are you content? Are you satisfied? So 1 to 10, that's our hunger scale. 1 to 3, we are thinking about food all the time. We're so hungry, we just can't concentrate. 8 to 10, we are so full, it's just uncomfortable. Number 10 is like, I'm bursting anytime. It's just, I don't want to throw up. So when you are working, when you're not getting yourself satisfied, we're not eating food that help you stay full. When you are working at 1 to 3 or 4, how productive can we be? Or when we go to the Zumba class, the spin class, how motivated are you? Very, very hard. So you want to stay around 4, 5, and 6 as your hunger level is comfortable, not too full. So talk about motivation is you want to, number one, include a flavor that you love every day. If you love chocolate, by all means, have some flavor of that chocolate, but doesn't have to be a huge amount. And just kind of make that connection, that mind and body connection about your hunger level. So just think about that. For those who have a pen, you can see what level are you, what describes best. And again, you don't have to share. It's just something that, some exercise that you can think about. So I'm just quickly touch on how long does it take to establish a healthy habit?
3 weeks.
2 weeks? Longer? Yeah? Longer. I've heard 6 weeks. I have 6 weeks, yes. Great. 6 weeks. So we need to have some patience, right? No magic pill. By the way, fail to plan, plan to fail. Wellness takes planning. Wellness takes some thought. So when you do grocery shopping, think about what's in your grocery cart. Do you have enough breakfast items in the morning that are protein rich? Do you have healthy snacks that you can bring to your work? So think about that. Now, I just want to very, very touch on a little bit. I thought this is very cute to share. And again, and that's why your committee spends so much energy in planning these wellness programs for all of us to participate. Use pleasure to your advantage. I would say that how many of you plan your meals Monday to Friday? Good for you. Good for you. Save money, save time, and you eat better. So one tip is for those of you who want to start with protein first. What protein am I going to serve my family? Monday, Tuesday, it could be beans, it could be chicken, it could be steak, it could be ground beef. So once you have that protein, then you wrap the other grains or starch around that and your vegetables. So start with the protein first. So when you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, write down the protein first, and then your side dish. Make sense? That's a quick way to do that. Protein has been shown by research after research, particularly last 5 years. And I'm going to just jump right into the protein challenge. I think this is a good point to do that. Is have you noticing when you go around to the market, you see a lot of packages with protein? High protein cereal. And that's because research have shown that protein has a lot of health benefits. Number one, help us stay full longer. And when you stay full, then you will make better snacking choices. Right? And also, yes.
I was told to have protein at each meal. Is that true?
Yes.
Like breakfast or snack?
Yes, that's exactly what we're saying. Aim for more protein at each meal. So a lot of us, 65% of us, we dash out the door with little no protein, a cup of Starbucks, and then lunch, have a little bit more, and then dinner, boom, we sit down and have our fish fry and have our chicken. That's not the best way to do that. The best way is to spread it out. Aim for 25 to 30 grams per meal. So what is 25 grams? A couple of eggs with maybe some cheese, or maybe with your wrap, 2-3 slices of lean roast beef. That's a 25 grams. And it helps you maintain a healthy weight, helps you maintain a healthy metabolism, maintain lean muscle mass, and help you lose more fat mass as you exercise. So it is a diet that can help you to be more physically active. Something to think about. So the protein challenge, I know some of you need to go back, so I don't want you to miss this. It's a program that Amy and Diana will roll out at SOS. It is based on that very simple concept. It's a 30-day email base that comes in your mailbox to help you with a fun, easy, step-by-step way to help you aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein of your choice. So you get, you can learn what are protein foods, what is the protein content of your favorite foods, and it will come with a tip, a motivation, a goal, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipe. I'm first to say that it's not a weight loss competition. You don't have to upload your food log to anybody. It's all for you. The whole idea is to help you feel the difference as you aim to increase your protein food and feel full and feel that you have more energy. So those are two things that we kind of want you to think about. How's your energy? How's your fullness during the experience? So you will get that. And then I will also come in and do a fun launch party. And we will do some workshop. The aim is you can have some fun, you have some learning, and build some teamwork. So share with each other. Hey, look at my lunch tote. I've got 2 eggs today. Hey, look at my snack bags. I've got a baggie of almonds. Look at my breakfast. I snap a picture of my breakfast and put it on Facebook. Look at my breakfast. So encourage each other. And I think that we are looking at rolling out maybe sometime in May. So it's a 30-day. There will be incentives and prices before and after. So, and again, so this is a fun protein challenge. Challenge is not so much like challenge, I'm going to compete with you. Challenge is more like, you know what, take a look at what you're already enjoying and see whether you can find ways that you can increase more protein and have some techniques. So we share with you resources such that we're going to have a cheat sheet. What if you are, on the go a lot, you will have information on protein-rich snacks. Or if you go out, you get tips on the types of entree that you can order that give you more protein. So that's protein challenge. So stay tuned and look for more information for the raw. And I hope all of you will participate. This is one of those programs that do not ask you to restrict anything. It's actually asking you to have more variety and enjoy the protein food that you enjoy. So just very, very briefly, we are asked to enjoy variety and lean protein. Lean beef is an excellent example of lean protein. Majority of beef cuts in the market are lean. What does that mean? Less fat, less saturated fat, less cholesterol. So actually, if you take any of the handout, you will see a running lady. The running lady, that show you that no matter what cut of beef that you enjoy, you're serving your family 10 vital nutrients of protein, iron, and zinc, average about 165 calories per serving. So this is just a wrap up. Think about re-engineer your mindless margin. And it's not about restricting your toes, restricting M&M. The point is you don't really miss that 100 to 200 calories if you don't form a habit of eating it. You don't miss that. If I ask you to cut out 500 calories, you might miss that. But 100 to 200, what we call the margin, you don't miss that. Some nice co-workers always have a dish of M&M or, the leftover Halloween candies, right? And we come by, we dip our, we dip our hands into that. That's what we call margin. You don't miss it. You take it or leave it, you don't miss it. So that's the 100 to 200 calories that we can think about. We re-engineer. Yes? Ladies and gentlemen, when you walk back home, today I want you to do this. When you walk back home, you open your door, you go into your kitchen. What do you see first? Do you see a bowl of different kind of fruit, or you see bowls and bowls of different candies? Good for you. So think about that. Deconvenience tempting food. Downsize your boxes and bowls and enjoy your foods without distraction. Don't worry about splitting an entree. If they serve you a big entree, have half of them taken home. These days, the serving staff, they're very well trained to take half home for you, and that will be your lunch tomorrow. So you can spend $12 at Olive Garden and then make a dinner and a lunch out of that. Save money and eat healthy. Focus on fruit, veggies, and variety of lean protein. All food fit in a healthy diet is the balance, variety, and moderation. And I thank you so much for joining me for this happy, healthy hour. Thank you.